first we're going to be doing some neck, and then we're just going to kind of move down from there. So let's go ahead, and you're just going to take your neck and your head actually and go side to side, but we want to do this slowly. This is not a speed race kind of thing. And you can breathe. Well, make sure you're breathing, and preferably in a relaxed manner. Nice even breaths in and out. So I do recommend that you sit straight as much as you kind of can, but without going, past 90 degrees with your legs. Okay, I'm gonna call it good. And then let's go ahead and do the neck to the shoulder, or the ear to the shoulder, I should say. And back and over. Okay. Sometimes I don't realize it when I'm maybe slouching a little bit. I can feel it all the way into my head, because the trapezius muscles and all that kind of run all the way into there, and so if anything's tight, you will notice. Let's see again. Really tight. And I'm going to call it good after this one. Okay. Alright. And then let's go ahead and look down. And up. Down. And up. Feels great on the back of my neck. Ugh. Okay, and then I'm actually going to go down again, but this time I'm going to go to the side, kind of at an angle. Okay, and then let's go over. Center, back up, and then let's do some, if you can handle this and it doesn't hurt your neck, do some neck circles. So that was 3, let's do at least 3 more. Well, whatever you do on one side, you're going to have to do an equal number on the other side. Okay, I think that was 3 on that side as well. Alright, so take my feet out. They're probably going to get cut off part way, because I know you can't see so much. So I'm going to sort of replicate what you probably are like, and what we're just going to do is just try to open the chest. So it would kind of be, in your case, you'd probably be able to lean back more and do this. I want you to do this kind of thing and open up the chest, but, to be comfortable on your neck and not be pressing it into things. That does not feel very good on my neck. I think what I might do, I'm just going to sit up for this one. And then, there we go. That feels a lot better. Anyway, but the way I showed you the first time is really what I prefer in your case. And So next, let's just do some stretches side to side. You should feel that all through your sides. Okay. And you can also kind of move your head around. Hey, poor honey. Oh, dang it. I thought she might come in front of the camera for you here. She did on the earlier video. So I wish that one had turned out, because that would have been nice to be able to see her a little bit. Okay. I'm not sure how many that was, but it felt like it was an even amount, hopefully. I'm gonna put my feet out straight. Let's go ahead and do some twists. Whatever you do not do any kind of crazy rotations with your lower body. This is just meant to be kind of like a core kind of thing and just upper body. And you don't, I mean, as long as you're not going past 90 degrees, you don't have to lean back or anything. You can kind of just sit up. But, yeah, nothing past 90 degrees. I can feel that even in like my neck and stuff. It's moving all of that, or twisting all of that, I should say, to some degree. Okay. Back. Let's just do this one more, unless you really feel the urge to do some more of these. You can do as many of these as you need to feel, good. The only thing with these is because you're kind of moving your center around, they might make you feel a bit dizzy and possibly nauseous, so be careful. Okay, let's come back to center. Let's go ahead and I'm going to just keep my legs out like this. So let's do some wrist stuff. Let's go ahead and just do this. Side. Okay. This side is actually a little bit tougher when I do this particular stretch for some reason. Okay, and then let's do some circles for 8. Oh, 8 more. Move your fingers around a little bit and do some surprised hands, and then a little bit of traction on the fingers. Just nothing crazy. You don't need to wrench on them, but just to kind of stretch them a little bit. Good. So the final thing we're going to do is just basically lay flat. So we're basically going to be doing the equivalent of Shavasana or corpse pose, which is lying flat with the palms up. But I do know that it can be really hard to, just want to make sure you can see all me. I do know it can be really hard to do this, even though it seems really simple when you think about it. It really isn't, because if you've had your muscles and all that manipulated, everything is connected, and so your back muscles might be extremely tight and uncomfortable. Mine were after both of my surgeries, and so doing this was actually not very feasible. However, that may not be the case for you, and if that isn't the case, then I highly recommend doing this, or coming as far back as you kind of can. to give the hip flexors a little bit of a stretch, because most likely if you've been sitting up, they become quite tight, and so if you can do something to counter that, then that's really, really good. So just lay here and breathe, and just relax. Yeah, just the breathing is very relaxing. It's actually making me very sleepy, kind of. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and come up, but you are welcome to relax for as much time as you want to. So how was that? Was that a bit more relaxing than the previous videos that I've done? It should have been. That was pretty much my intention, was to just give you something that was kind of a counter to all of it, because there's been so much focus on this hip area probably, and a lot of the other parts of your body kind of get neglected. I mean, that's one of the things I noticed right away after I had my surgeries was everything was about getting strength in the hips and making sure everything was moving and all that kind of stuff, but then it was like the whole rest of my body just kind of got neglected to some degree, especially the upper body. And so I definitely wanted to incorporate that into this series as well, make sure there was something to counter the problems that I knew would come up sooner or later if there was so much emphasis on just the hips area and working that area and strengthening all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, that was probably way more than you needed, but you get the idea, I'm sure. So yeah, let me know how this routine was for you, and if you would like to see other routines like this. If there was a particular kind of stretch that you would really like me to do, then I will definitely include that in a future video. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications bell if you do subscribe, so that you are notified whenever I put out a new video, or if nothing else, just keep checking back, because I put out new videos every single week. Speedy recovery, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!